Far from the Nile's familiar embrace, beyond the green ribbon that gave birth to so many civilizations, the land hardens into silence. The Butana plain stretches wide and unforgiving, sun-bleached and wind-scoured, a place where footsteps vanish and history waits to be forgotten. And yet here, against all logic, stone rises from dust, not a city, not a palace, but a mystery carved into the desert itself, Musawwarat es-Sufra. At first glance it feels impossible. Walls unfold into courtyards, courtyards dissolve into corridors, ramps climb toward nothing, then lead somewhere else entirely. The Great Enclosure spreads across tens of thousands of square meters, larger than most temples of its world, yet stripped of obvious purpose. No grand throne room, no obvious altar commanding the eye. Instead, a maze, patient, deliberate, unsettling. This was not built to impress from afar. It was built to be entered, to be walked, to be experienced slowly, step by step, as meaning revealed itself only through movement. This place did not serve daily life. No kitchens, no homes, no clutter of ordinary existence. Musawwarat stood apart from the rhythms of farming and trade. It was removed, intentional, and sacred. A destination rather than a settlement. Pilgrims did not live here, they arrived. Kings did not rule here, they appeared. Whatever happened within these walls was meant to transform those who passed through them. Look closer at the stone, and the walls begin to speak. Elephants march in relief, massive, calm, powerful. Lions stare outward with quiet authority. Processions move in silence across sandstone faces, their meaning layered and deliberate. These are not borrowed decorations from Egypt, nor echoes of foreign gods. This is Kush, speaking in its own voice. At the heart of that voice stands Apedemak, the lion god. Not a god of borrowed myths, but a distinctly Kushite power. War and fertility, destruction and renewal, kingmaker and cosmic guardian. His temple rises nearby, compact yet commanding, its walls carved with scenes unlike anything else in the ancient world. Here, Apedemak appears with 3 heads, facing multiple directions at once, seeing what others cannot. Egyptian hieroglyphs share space with Meroitic script, not as imitation, but as declaration. Kush could absorb the world and still remain itself. The Lion Temple was commissioned by a Kushite king at the height of confidence, when the kingdom no longer needed to define itself in relation to others. This was identity made stone, power without apology, faith without translation. But Musawwarat is not a place that gives its secrets easily. Walk deeper and certainty dissolves. Courtyards interrupt one another. Corridors force sudden turns. Sightlines are broken deliberately, as if the builders wanted visitors to lose their sense of direction, perhaps even their sense of self. This was architecture that guided the body and tested the mind. Scholars have debated its purpose for generations. Was it a pilgrimage sanctuary where initiates passed through stages of ritual movement? Was it a ceremonial complex tied to royal power? Or something even more unusual, an elephant cult center where the great animals carved into stone were trained, revered, or ritually honored? The evidence refuses to settle into a single explanation. What is clear is intention. Nothing here is accidental. Even the confusion is designed. And then there is water. In a land where rain is rare and seasons are unforgiving, Musawwarat holds one of ancient Sudan's most astonishing feats of engineering, the Great Hafir, a vast circular reservoir carved into the earth, capable of capturing seasonal rains and sustaining life long after clouds vanished from the sky. It was not merely practical, it was symbolic. Water meant purification, survival, continuity, ceremony. This was not just a sanctuary of stone, it was a landscape engineered for belief. Centuries passed, the rituals ended, the corridors fell silent. Sand crept inward, grain by grain, burying intention beneath forgetfulness. Empires rose and collapsed elsewhere, while Musawwarat waited, half remembered, half lost. When European explorers first encountered it in the 19th century, they struggled to understand what they were seeing. Notes were made, sketches drawn, but comprehension lagged behind discovery. Only in the 20th century did systematic archaeology begin to uncover the scale of what Kush had built here. Walls were measured, reliefs studied. The Lion Temple, collapsed in antiquity, was carefully re-erected, allowing the modern eye to meet the ancient gaze once more. Technology deepened the conversation. Laser scans preserved every contour. Digital models froze fragile walls in time. Graffiti, names, drawings, symbols scratched by ancient hands were catalogued and archived, transforming anonymous stones into human testimony. Pilgrims had been here. Visitors, workers, worshippers. They left their marks not for us, but for themselves, and yet they speak across centuries. Still, discovery brought vulnerability. Wind erodes the carvings. Rain weakens foundations. Sand presses against walls never meant to carry such weight alone. The Great Hafir itself, once a triumph of survival, now risks collapse through neglect. Without consistent protection, Musawwarat faces a slow erasure, not through violence but through indifference. And yet restoration is possible, not as spectacle, not as reconstruction fantasy, but as careful stewardship. Stabilizing walls, protecting reliefs, reinforcing what remains without pretending to replace what is gone. Digital records now provide blueprints for precision, ensuring that intervention honors authenticity rather than overwriting it. What Musawwarat lacks most is not history, but presence. Despite its power, the site remains isolated. Roads are rough, services are few. Visitors often pass it by, choosing easier destinations. Without tourism, funding falters. Without funding, preservation stalls. And without preservation, silence deepens. But imagine another future. A road that leads smoothly across the plain. Local guides trained not only in facts but in storytelling. Small lodges built with respect, offering shade, food, and rest. Interpretive paths that explain the labyrinth without simplifying its mystery. Children from nearby communities learning that this place is not ruin, but inheritance. Imagine Musawwarat not as a forgotten monument, but as a living classroom. A space where Sudan's ancient confidence speaks to modern possibility. Where visitors do not merely look, but listen. Because Musawwarat es-Sufra is more than stone. It is proof that African civilizations did not wait to be shaped by others. They imagined boldly, engineered precisely, and believed deeply. They built not only for gods, but for ideas, identity, movement, transformation. The labyrinth was never meant to trap, it was meant to prepare. And today, as Sudan searches again for direction, Musawwarat waits, patient as the desert, enduring as the lion carved into its walls, waiting not to be rediscovered, but to be remembered. If cared for, it will not fade. If ignored, it will not protest. Stone never does, but those who listen can still hear it.